All right, Damon, thank you. Well, back on track. The Red Line service is up and running again between Farragut North and Van Ness after a morning commute mashup. DC News Now's Joseph Omo has been following this story all morning long and now in the afternoon. And Joseph, this is some good news for commuters.
Hey, Corey, this is some very, very good news for commuters. The Red Line is back open. It is fully operational. I'll tell you what, if there's no other issues like what we saw over this weekend, then riders are in for a much smoother commute back home from work than what they had to deal with this morning. So let's just recap what riders were dealing with this morning and what happened, how this all started. You're looking at pictures right now that Metro GM and CEO Randy Clark tweeted out yesterday, showing the root of the problem. Electrical lines, electrical wires inside of a tunnel sparked and caused a brief fire. Now, this happened on Saturday night at the DuPont Circle station. Nobody was hurt, but as Metro crews worked to solve the issue, they had to close all in all 5 stations to get it done. Now, those stations from top to bottom, take a look here, were Van Ness, Cleveland Park, Woodley Park, DuPont Circle, and Farragut North. They were all closed for roughly 36 hours. Imagine that. Luckily, it happened on a weekend where ridership is a little bit lower, but still, into the morning commute, it was just a mess. That meant, again, that morning commutes today for many didn't just mean hopping on a train, it meant hopping on a shuttle bus as well. And I'll tell you, people who we talked to were frustrated. Take a listen.
So frustrated. To be honest with you, I was not expecting this.
How were you first told about this?
When they told us to get off the train. That's when I first heard about it. We were sitting on the train thinking we were going to the next stop, and they said, everybody unload, you got to get off the train.
Well, all that Metro misery now fading this afternoon. Metro announcing within the past hour that all Red Line trains from start to finish, from Glenmont, from the very beginning to the very end of the Red Line, all of them are open and fully operational, including the station right here behind me, Farragut North. Reporting here at the Farragut North station, Joseph Omo, DC News Now.
All right, hopefully a much smoother commute for those commuters who were frustrated. Thanks so much, Joseph. All right, some travelers throughout the DMV may have been stranded early this morning, and that's because more than 200 Metro Access drivers went on strike. DC News Now's traffic reporter Shanika Grimshaw joins us now with the latest. Shanika, what are these union workers actually saying?
Well, Corey, these Metro Access employees say they just want fair living wages, and some believe it's really not a lot to ask for. Take a listen.
Metro Access workers are fed up.
Better health insurance benefits, obviously better wages, and mainly just respect.
That's why they're on strike. Employees of Metro Access drive the elderly and people with disabilities around the DMV. Members of the Amalgamated Transit Union 689 says their company, TransDev, refuses to pay a fair wage.
We hate what's going on. We hate that we had to leave our clients this morning. People depend on paratransit.
Union members say drivers in Baltimore get paid $20 an hour.
Because we've won fights like this before, that members sticking up for themselves, fighting, standing together is probably the only way to really guarantee that they get everything they deserve.
Now, ATU 689 members say they've been negotiating for 2 months now. We reached out to TransDev for comment, but so far we haven't heard anything back. Corey?
All right, Shanika, thank you. Well, for the first time in 2 years, the Montgomery County Department of Transportation is charging for rides on public transit. The costs are only half of what they were pre-pandemic. Now, passengers using Ride On will only cost $1 for all rides. Meanwhile, a bus pass will only cost $22.50 per month. Seniors, children under 19, and those with disabilities will still be able to ride for free. Monkeypox is climbing in the district, and there are over 200 cases, according to the CDC, making it the highest per capita in the nation. Today, a third monkeypox vaccination clinic opened its doors in Ward 8. The new clinic should increase vaccine accessibility for people who live in D.C. And those interested are encouraged to pre-register online. All appointments are confidential. Meantime, a state of emergency is currently in effect for New York because of the monkeypox outbreak. Governor Kathy Hochul issued the executive order Friday night. It allows more health professionals to give the vaccine. This includes EMS workers, midwives, and pharmacists. Providers are also required to send vaccination data to the state's Department of Health. Experts say that education is key in prevention efforts.
Just the tenets of good infection prevention practices and awareness and education, and not, hyperbole about it, and not misinformation is the best way to control it.
The smallpox vaccine is currently being used to prevent monkeypox. This is because the disease is caused by an orthopox virus, which is related to smallpox. The latest numbers show 7,000 doses of vaccines were administered through DC Health. And the disease can be transmitted by skin-to-skin contact through bodily fluids, rashes, or scabs. It can also spread through face-to-face contact and can be passed when a person touches fabric like clothes or bedding. Anyone can get monkeypox, and most cases do not require hospitalization. But as DC Health says, the rash and lesions caused by the virus are very uncomfortable. The first ship carrying Ukrainian grain has set out from the port of Odessa. The departure of the ship follows an internationally brokered deal. Large Ukrainian crop stores will likely be able to reach foreign markets, easing the growing hunger crisis. Russia and Ukraine signed separate agreements with Turkey and the U.S. This clears the way for Ukraine to export 22 million tons of grain and other agricultural goods that have been stuck in Black Sea ports because of Russia's invasion. And happening today, Montgomery County renters could start to face higher costs. The county council is not expected to vote on the delayed rent cap bill until September, but the council was supposed to vote on it last week. That vote, though, was taken off the agenda. If the bill passed, landlords would not be able to increase rent by more than 4% for 6 months. The county's previous rent limit expired in May, and landlords are required to give a 3-month notice of rent increase. Many of those notices will go into effect this month. Montgomery County's Ride on Bus system will start collecting bus fares today. This goes into effect for all services. The rate will be $1. Kids, senior citizens, and people with disabilities still will get to ride for free. The bus service suspended its fare collection for 28 months because of COVID-19. It was $2 per ride before the pandemic. And happening today, the PACT Act is expected to be voted on in the Senate. The bill would expand health care for veterans who were injured in burn pits. The Senate was originally supposed to vote last week, but the bill was stopped short by the filibuster. Only 55 senators voted to end it. 60 votes were needed to advance the legislation.
America has a lot of obligations, but only one truly sacred obligation. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. That is to care for those and prepare those we send to war, and care for them and their families when they come home.
Over the weekend, President Biden showed his support for the bill by sending pizza to the veterans who were out camping in front of the Capitol. President Biden says once passed, he will sign that bill. And the protesters in favor of the PACT Act are expected to return to Congress this morning. They have been there throughout the weekend in anticipation of that Senate vote. And Senate Democrats are hoping to bring their inflation reduction bill to the floor for a vote this week. Democrats announced a deal last week after months of negotiations within the Democratic Party. Democrats say the bill aims to reform the tax code, cut health care costs, and fight climate change. But Republicans say it will make matters worse. Washington correspondent Anna Warnicki is in Washington with more.
West Virginia Democratic Senator Joe Manchin took to the national cable airwaves Sunday morning to push Democrats' new climate and tax deal.
It's not a Democrat bill. It's not a Republican bill.
The bill, called the Inflation Reduction Act, is a slimmed-down version of President Biden's $3 trillion Build Back Better bill that fell apart last year after Manchin said he didn't support it.
We've taken $3.5 trillion of spending down to $400 billion of investing.
The new bill includes nearly $370 billion in energy and climate spending, $300 billion in deficit reduction. It extends subsidies for Affordable Care Act premiums for 3 years, allows Medicare to negotiate the price of prescription drugs, and imposes a 15% corporate minimum tax on the nation's largest corporations.
All of this spending is unnecessary. It's going to exacerbate inflation.
But Republicans, including Pennsylvania Senator Pat Toomey, say the tax proposals included in the Democrats' bill will do more harm than good.
They're also not taking into account how much our economy will slow down from this big corporate tax increase that will mostly hurt manufacturing and domestic investment.
Democrats are hoping to pass the bill through reconciliation, which means they would only need the support from all 50 Democrats in the Senate, including Arizona Senator Kyrsten Sinema, who has not said if she backs the bill.
Hopefully she will be positive about it, but she'll make her decision. I respect that.
And the Senate returns to Washington today for 1 week until they break for August recess. Well, the Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson is suspended without pay for 6 games for violating the NFL's personal conduct policy. The suspension comes after accusations of sexual misconduct made against him by 24 women in Texas. And 2 people familiar with that decision said the NFL has 3 days to appeal the decision by disciplinary officer Sue L. Robinson. The NFL's Players Association already stated it would abide by her ruling. If either side appeals, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell or someone he designates will make the decision. The union then could try to challenge that ruling in federal court. The league had pushed for an indefinite suspension of at least 1 year and at least a $5 million fine for the 26-year-old during a 3-day hearing before Robinson in June. Watson can continue to practice and play in games before his suspension begins the first week of the regular season. He would be eligible to return on October 23rd when the Browns play in Baltimore.